to the two dudes that jumped that female, do yourself a favor and hide. Maybe I'm just ready to fight. Maybe I just want to see if I still got it. Because I promise you I was ready to come through that phone. Because ain't no way. You have to have seen the video. There was this black chick with braids. She's like fussing at this group of people that's standing there. There's two guys and a girl. I honestly can't tell if they're Hispanic or if, I don't know what color they are, to be honest. But they're going back and forth and they're calling each other all kinds of names. I don't know what the hell was said that made him get so mad, but he decided to straight lunge at this girl and start wearing her out. And the chick and the other guy joined in on the butt whooping. Now, this happened in New York, and apparently it's pretty common to just stand around and do nothing when you see people fighting. But I ain't gonna lie, y'all two right here pissed me off. Y'all two might have been standing on that stairs watching that girl get woe out, but her brothers and her friends, they saw that fight, and they coming for your ass. I'm not even her friend, and I wanted to come through the phone at you, and you think people close to her are gonna let y'all make it? Trust and believe that fight is far from over.
Look, this is a boy, yo!
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren.
And I'm Maureen.
Right. So in today's episode, you're going to be reacting to a video that was sent to us by one of our subscribers who wanted us to talk about this, yeah? And it's a video of Latinos jumping a black woman in a parking lot in New York. Right. And the thing that set this whole fight off was when this black woman called the Latinos immigrants, of which my biggest question is, if they weren't immigrants, then why were they so angry to a point of jumping this woman, considering there were three of them and she was only one, fighting over a parking spot? Right. So let's play you the video of the woman and the Latinos, the whole experience here, and we'll also play you the reaction of Black Americans. So let's watch this and then you come back and talk about it. You can also consider subscribing if you're new to our channel. Let's watch and then you come back and talk about it.
Oh, the black. Look, this is a boy, yo! Yo! Hold on! No. They're all getting...
Guys, and the fact that these were three people who were fighting one person, I really feel like that was quite unfair, and this was quite uncalled for, especially for the man who was joining in on the fight with these ladies, you know. Like, what kind of a man beats up a woman is my question.
Right, I wanted to say something, but then I remembered. Let me not, I might offend somebody. Let's watch.
You got people in Queens using trash cans to block off parking spots in the summer? Now that's normally some shit you do in the wintertime when there's snow on the ground. So this lady trying to park, and these people come out telling her she can't remove the trash cans, and they get into an altercation.
This is a boy, yo!
Like, what type of shit is this? Allegedly, the two people that were standing on the sidewalk were saying racial slurs to her. So she said a few back. But for some shit like this to transpire and no one jumps in, it's crazy. You literally had people just standing there watching this shit transpire and not trying to intervene. Like, this UPS guy got his motherfucking hands on his hips. Like, these motherfuckers did not understand that this is a public street and you don't own that motherfucker. All I'm gonna say to that is it definitely couldn't be me. Bullshit ain't about nothing. What they did to that lady was uncalled for.
Guys, for better understanding, I don't know how many of you guys are coming from Queens, New York, but please just explain to us the idea of standing by when someone is being beaten up. Why don't you guys interfere? Because I want to understand. In China,
someone is in trouble.
Yes, because in China, people usually don't interfere because they usually fear the victims turning the situation on them when the cops come. You know, so in Queens, I don't know what's happening. Just let us know.
So we put trash
coming
cans
for your
to
ass.
a parking lot.
I'm not even her friend, and I wanted to come through the phone at you.
Queens,
And you think
you need
people
to do
close to
better.
her
You
are going to let
honestly,
y'all
you
make
guys,
it?
you need to do
Trust
better
and believe
and
that fight
stand
is
up for
far
your
from
people,
over.
especially for situations.
So we put
like
trash
this.
cans
You
to
mean
whole
to tell me
parking
two
lot?
men and a female fighting one female?
Queens, you need to do
spot?
better. You honestly, you guys,
Because
you
I
need
don't
to
know,
do
you guys
better
must have
and
felt
stand up for your
privileged
people,
to put a
especially for
trash
situations
can
like this.
for somebody not
You
to
mean to
park
tell
there.
me two
What the
men
fuck do
and
you
a
think this
female
is?
fighting
You
one
want a
female
house?
for a
Go get a
parking
house.
spot?
Go buy a house where you got the front garage.
Because
You
I don't know,
worry
you
about
guys
that.
must
But
have felt
we-
privileged to
Let
put a
that happen in
trash
the Bronx.
can
I best believe you know
for
how many
somebody
men
not
were
to park
wrecked
there.
and
What
the
the
amount of men
fuck
that
do you think this
standing.
is? You wanted a
Watch
house? Go get a house.
These two-
Go buy a house where
and
you got
I'm
the
saying
front
man
garage. You don't
because
gotta worry about
she-
that. But we
Shorty sat there and
let that
told
happen in
them
the Bronx. I
towards him.
best believe
I
you know how
don't
many men would have
argue
wrecked and the amount of men that was
Meaning,
standing
I don't argue with men.
watching.
So yeah, I'm gonna
These
consider
two,
it was two
and I'm gonna
guys
say man
and,
because
you know,
she,
the mom.
Shorty sat
care
there
what
and
started.
told them towards
You're one
him.
person.
I don't argue
And
with,
3 people.
meaning
One
I
of
don't
those
argue
people,
with
maybe 2 of
men.
those people were men.
So yeah, I'm gonna consider
talking
it was
crazy
two guys and
and you
you
don't
know
walk away?
the mom.
Exactly what happened to you for not walking away. You felt like you was bold enough to take on 3 people. And somehow that's a man's fault.
Look, this is a boy, yo!
The fact that only one person even came to help her is crazy to me.
You didn't
Like,
walk
this
away.
video was so hard
You
to watch.
didn't see danger.
Like,
You're not
2
smart
men
enough to see danger.
and another
And
lady
that's
against
somehow on
one
us.
girl.
The ones you said you don't need.
Yo, y'all let me know in the comments how you
bags
guys
of
feel about
bullets?
this. And
Remember-
again, like,
remember
I'm
that?
just so disgusted on the fact that there was other people there
You
that
can't
just
win for
stood
losing.
around and watched. And did nothing at all.
Look, this is a boy, yo!
The fact that only one person even came to help her is crazy to me. This is mind-blowing. Like, this video was so hard to watch. Like, 2 men and another lady against one girl. Yo, y'all let me know in the comments how you guys feel about this. And again, like, I'm just so disgusted on the fact that there was other people there that just stood around and watched and did nothing at all. Like, this is mind-blowing to me.
The black.
I don't argue with.
I don't care what started it. You're one person. And 3 people, one of those people, maybe 2 of those people were men, are talking crazy to you. And you don't walk away? Exactly what happened to you for not walking away. You felt like you was bold enough to take on 3 people. And somehow that's a man's fault?
Boy, I'm here.
You didn't walk away? You didn't see danger? You're not smart enough to see danger? And that's somehow on us? The ones you said you don't need? The bags, the bullets? Remember that? We can't win for
Did she
losing.
specifically, was she the one who said she doesn't need them? No, it's generalizing, which is wrong. Do you think she was in the wrong, or do you think no matter what? So guys, welcome back. Let us know what you think about the videos you just played here. You know, I feel like for Black Americans, it's quite valid what they are feeling. You know, it doesn't matter who started this situation and what was said. What matters is how it ended. And I do feel why they're angry, because how can somebody come into your country and treat you the way this woman was treated? You know, at the end of the day, as Maureen said in the beginning, if the word immigrant was what set them off, okay, including also the parking situation, if they didn't want somebody to park there, you'd understand. But to go and also, you know, physically physically assault someone is wrong because this woman never went to a point of physically being threatening to the 3 people, right? The 3 people were the ones who launched the attack on her. And she must have struck a nerve. Why would such a word as immigrant set you off unless there's something from this story that you are missing? But if it's what we are watching here, I don't feel like the extremism of it all was justified. And also another question, who goes around, it's a public space, right? Who goes around putting dustbins in parking lots where cars are meant to be parked? If you don't want someone parking in your own parking lot, I mean, I believe there's a protocol you could follow to go and request, if that's even a thing, you know, you have to go and give a reason why you don't want people parking there. But if it was made a public, if it's a public space, then people are meant to be parking there. If you have issues, take it up with the landlord, yeah? Right, and the update to this story, it was alleged that the mother and daughter, the one who was wearing checked trousers, people were thinking that she was a man, but details are coming up right now that she is also a woman. She's the daughter to the blonde Latino woman, right? So it is being alleged that the two have been arrested, but the man who was with them is nowhere to be found. And this the black lady who was jumped by this family went to that place with her own people to look for the family. They weren't opening the door, and the man was nowhere to be found either, you see. So he can only jump women in presence of women, but when he is brought for other fellow men, he is scared of anyway. Only God knows where he went. Maybe for sure he is an illegal immigrant, that's why he disappeared, but nobody knows why and how he disappeared, right? So another thing I wanted us to talk about, how many of you agree with the brother who was wearing a vest, who said that it was the woman's own fault for being jumped and that she should have recognized danger because it was from the beginning a 3-on-1 situation? How many of you agree with that? Maren, do you agree or do you disagree with him?
My honest answer, to be honest, I don't agree with him because, okay, we are all human beings. I don't expect if I go somewhere and I have an altercation with somebody, I don't expect it to escalate to physical violence unless the other person is easily triggered, you know, because up to that point they were just, you know, having an altercation, but it was by word of mouth, verbal. You know, it was a verbal altercation. It didn't need to escalate to a physical point, you know. And if it were me, I honestly also would not have seen it getting to that point where I'm being jumped by 3 people, because at the end of the day she was standing up for herself, you know. Like, people can't be talking at you like that and you have a right to exist and you don't, you know, answer back, only that you don't expect it to get to that point. So I don't agree with him, but that is his own opinion. He has his reasons for saying that. But there's something that caught my eye or ear that he mentioned. He mentioned something about why did she wait to be attacked and start blaming the brothers, men, for not defending her when they say they don't need men? I feel like he's trying, he's trying to prove a point, but this is not the situation he should use to prove that point, because this specific woman, I do believe that they have never met in person, and this specific woman, I do believe, has never told him in specific terms that she doesn't need him, you know. And I do feel like in this situation, if men were around, they should have helped, because I personally do believe men are more strong than women, and I do believe that the strength of men will never match the strength of women, and that's why they could have stopped that situation from happening. That's why I say, as a woman, you would never ever find me in a fight with a man. And so from the verbal videos that we've seen, from the visuals, this woman did not go to fight those people. It was just a verbal confrontation, right? And furthermore, from the little that we've seen, those 3 people were verbally attacking her, calling her all sorts of slurs, and she attacked them back verbally by calling them immigrants, amongst other things, you know. So this woman, personally, I don't believe that she started the physical part of the altercation for this man to say that she should have seen the danger coming, or she should maybe have gone out to pick a fight with them, because maybe she was hoping she could find a solution to parking in that spot that she wanted. Does she deserve that parking spot? I really don't know, because ideally I would also expect to park in my own front door, and if someone else comes to park in my front door, it would present a problem, right? So maybe the black woman was also wrong for fighting for another person's parking spot. Unless she lives in the same building, then it would be a first come first serve basis.
I don't know, guys.
We don't know. There's a lot of holes in this story.
Yeah, but let us know what you think about this story. Bottom line is, whatever happened didn't need to get there.
Right.
It wasn't right. And hopefully the law catches up with the 3 people who jumped the woman, because there was no need for it to get to that point.
Physically, even if she wanted to defend herself, it was 3 against 1. She couldn't even have managed with the situation.
And I believe if you have a dispute in a community, there are protocols to follow. First of all, you can call law enforcement. If your complaint is valid, right? You can call law enforcement. There's a number of things you can do before you decide to attack somebody physically. Assuming this person was armed with a gun,
assuming
that is
or another means of defending herself,
you know, and then she unalived one of them, then what would they have said, you know?
So guys, let us know what you think about this episode. Also consider subscribing if you're new to our channel, and we'll see you on our next episode.